Yesterday's protest was just a piece of the very long process. What we saw yesterday, that Belarusian society rejects Lukashenko, despite the fact that several people were shot dead 2 weeks ago, thousands were tortured in prisons, including several rapes. Despite all these facts, despite all this fear, hundreds of thousands of Belarusians came to the protests to show that Lukashenko should leave. At the same time, yeah, you're right that Lukashenko doesn't seem to back down. You just showed these videos showing him and his 15 years old son with guns. It clearly showed that despite the fact that, despite his huge unpopularity in society, he would like to do whatever it takes to remain in power. And if it means killing more people, he is going to do it. So that's why it's very important to look for a political solution, to increase international pressure from the West, from Russia, forcing him to negotiate with the Belarusian opposition, with the Belarusian Coordination Council, terms of how he should leave or how next elections should look like.
But that looks unlikely, given he's showing no signs of backing down at this point.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks unlikely right now, but we'll see what will happen in 2 weeks. Because frankly speaking, what is happening right now, today in Minsk, it was just impossible to imagine 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. This is completely different Belarus that we knew like a year ago, 2 years ago. So that's why I just think that, well, yeah, maybe it seems impossible right now, but we will see what will happen next.
So you're saying the protests are gathering momentum in the country. Is everyone, are the opposition parties united?
Yeah, Belarusian position is really united right now. And what is interesting is that actually it doesn't have very well developed political platform. And it is actually a huge advantage for the opposition because they are focused on simple humanitarian issues. Actually, the Belarusian political scene is diverse. People have different opinions how the economy should like, how foreign policy should look like, how the education system should look like. But actually, right now, it doesn't make much sense for them to talk about these issues when there are tortures across the country, when people are shot and dead. So that's why they are focused on just very simple issues like end of violence, freedom for political prisoners, and new elections without Lukashenko.
You talk of torture there. And we saw some examples in the previous report we just showed. And there are widespread reports of the violence and of the torture by security forces. Can that be verified?
Well, actually, it's very difficult to verify because it's up to the police and up to the security services in the country. And they are not, they cannot admit that they did this everything. But at the same time, there are many reports about people who are living in the prison, and it's very easy to ask them what happened to them, And so that's why it's very easy to verify in this way. It's also easy to ask human rights defenders who are actually documenting all these tortures inside the country, and they are preparing documents to international organizations just to show all these tortures.
And it appears at this point that President Lukashenko has full control of the security forces. Would you expect that that would continue?
Frankly speaking, I'm not sure that he still has full control of the security services and law enforcement services because actually they ended violence a week ago. And it shows that they are also considering other options. And it's Belarus is not a large country. It's 9 million people. And it's very difficult to imagine that, these people are living inside the country. They're living among people. And they also understand that they right now are responsible for the genocide of their own country. So that's why I think that actually many people inside the security services, law enforcement services, army, they're also thinking that they should look for other options.
Ryhor, Astapenia, thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you.